Hey, I'm Jonathan with ScreenSteps. Now, if you're trying to create operational documentation from scratch, or you already have documentation that employees can't find or don't really use, ScreenSteps can help. In fact, that's specifically what it's designed to do, help you create documentation that employees can find and follow. Now, in this short demo, I'm going to show you what ScreenSteps looks like for employees, how documentation gets created, and how it actually gets used across an organization. So let's start with the end result. The ScreenSteps is a knowledge hub built to act like an internal Google. When employees have a question or need to know how to do something, they can search using keywords or full questions and immediately see relevant guides that they can click into and follow. Content is also organized into categories and subcategories for easy browsing. But the real focus is on search, helping people quickly find answers while they're doing their job. Now, ScreenSteps supports different types of content, including step-by-step procedures, policies, checklists, and decision trees. Everything is designed to be easy to read, easy to scan, and easy to follow in real time. ScreenSteps also includes a browser extension called ScreenSteps Sidekick. Sidekick puts your documentation directly inside the web applications that your employees already use. At any point, they can open up Sidekick and view relevant documentation without leaving their workflow. You can also surface recommended articles based on where someone's working, like inside a CRM, HR system, or accounting platform. And from Sidekick, employees can search the knowledge base, access bookmarks, or use the ScreenSteps chat to ask questions and get answers pulled directly from your ScreenSteps content. The goal here is simple. Make documentation available exactly when and where it's needed. So, how do we actually build all of this documentation? Well, we usually see three common starting points. First, if you already have documentation, you can bring it into ScreenSteps as is. Once it's there, it becomes searchable. Accessible through Sidekick and available through the ScreenSteps chat. Now, the second common scenario is that documentation exists, but it's not really easy to follow. So ScreenSteps has some AI tools called Clarify AI, and that helps clean up the documentation. Clarify restructures content, improves readability, and makes guides more actionable so employees can actually use them. And the third scenario is that the documentation does not yet exist. It still lives in people's heads. So ScreenSteps is going to make it a lot easier to create your documentation from scratch. So let's talk about building stuff from scratch. With ScreenSteps AI, you can record yourself performing a procedure and explaining it out loud. ScreenSteps is going to capture your screen and your audio and automatically convert that into a step-by-step guide without you typing a single sentence. Now, not all documentation requires screenshots or click-by-click instructions. So if you don't want that, you just record your audio only, explain a process or a procedure at a high level or detailed level, and Clarify AI will generate a guide for you. This also works for capturing that foundational knowledge, like explaining why a decision was made or how a system is meant to be used. You can also paste in raw text, emails, transcripts from recordings, or notes, and Clarify AI will turn that into clean, usable documentation. Now, once documentation exists, ScreenSteps gives you tools to make it easier to follow. You can turn long procedures into checklists so experienced employees can move quickly, while new employees can still drill into details. You can break long procedures into checkpoints so people move through one section at a time, which reduces mistakes. You can also use foldable sections to hide advanced details or screenshots unless they're needed. And for complex workflows, you can use decision trees to guide employees through different scenarios. All of this helps you create documentation that works for both first-time users and experienced employees. Now, we also know that documentation is rarely just created by one person. So ScreenSteps includes permissions, review workflows, and commenting so teams can collaborate without losing control. Employees can also contribute by leaving feedback directly on the articles, or request new documentation, or flag areas that need clarification. This feedback is not publicly visible, so your team can easily track all the feedback in one place before it gets published. And when documentation is updated or new guides are published, you can send out notifications to employees by email and inside ScreenSteps and Sidekick. You can even require acknowledgement for important changes. ScreenSteps also gives you insight into how documentation is being used. You can see which articles are viewed, what employees are searching for, and where gaps may exist. This helps you understand what's working and what needs improvement. In the end, ScreenSteps helps you capture knowledge, turn it into usable documentation, and deliver it exactly when employees need it. That means faster onboarding, more consistency and transparency, fewer interruptions, and documentation that people can actually use. If you'd like to try it out, reach out to our ScreenSteps team. We'll set you up with a demo account so you can bring in your documentation, create new content, and see how quickly you can move your documentation project forward using ScreenSteps.